afternoon, everyone, and welcome to one of RVN's still newish television shows, What the Why with Barbara Ann. If you haven't seen us before, our show features conversations with diverse leaders from all walks of life about why they do what they do and how they figured it out. Why is this applicable to you? Maybe you feel stuck and you want to get unstuck. Or maybe you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Whether it's in your personal life, your job, or your business, all of our guests have something in common with you. At one point in time, they felt similarly, and they decided to step outside of their comfort zone and try something new. And today's guest is no exception. Our guest today is someone some of you have met before. Ian Hanley, MSW, LCSW, otherwise known as a licensed clinical social worker, is a owner of his own practice in Maple Shade, New Jersey. In private practice since 1996, Ian is a general practitioner who provides a range of therapeutic services, though he works a lot with people who are neurodiverse or neurotypical, including clients with mood disorders, anxiety disorders, ADHD, etc. If you tuned in last time, you might recall Ian is also an accomplished professional storyteller who creates a great deal of his own content as well as tells stories from myths and folklore. He has performed and even won awards at the Philadelphia Academy of the Arts, the Philly Folk Festival, regional area schools, sci-fi and folk conventions, coffee houses, and others, including the Society for Creative Anachronism, where he received the Order of the Boreas Award for Excellence in Storytelling. Well, guess what? Ian is back to talk about his newest venture. Ian will be joining the RVN Television family with his own series of shows and episodes. What, you thought he always dressed like this all the time, even when he's meeting with his clients? So let's find out more about this next step in Ian's journey. So without further ado, please welcome Ian Hanley back to our show.
Thank you, Barbara Ann.
Thank you. So, you're going to be joining the RVN family with your own show, which you've already started recording.
Yeah, I recorded 5 episodes so far on Halloween, somewhat scary tales, moderately scary, I would say, and some funny. So they will hopefully start airing this week. And I have you to thank for this because I came on Barbara Ann's show, what was it, back in April?
Probably,
Yeah,
yes.
I think it was in April. And I met the guy who runs the place and happened to mention...
The owner?
Yeah, that guy. What's his name?
You know.
Yeah, tall, funny
Keith
looking
Reynolds
guy.
and team.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But no, nice guy. And I explained to him that I was a storyteller, and here I am.
And here you are.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't seen that episode and are now going to go back and watch it on demand, let's just give them a little bit of overview / reminder of who you are, because now that you're going to have your own show, that wasn't really something that you thought you were going to do when you were little. So let's do a little recap on what young Ian Hanley wanted to be when he grew up.
Well, besides a superhero, which, I was very young for that one, well, I always figured I'd go into, the helping fields. And I think we talked last time about how I ended up in being a licensed clinical social worker. And by the way, that's episode 10 of What the Why that I'm on. And the storytelling, which is different, I started... my mother used to tell me some stories when we would wait for the bus. I really can't remember them that well because it was back when I was 8. But I was always kind of a storyteller, particularly as I got older. When I joined the Society for Creative Anachronism, it was something fun to do, and I liked creating them. And over the years, I've created a bunch of them. Also going to the folk conventions and the science fiction ones where the filking was, I would create stories there and just have fun with it. So I decided to, this is my first venture out into media. This is what I call my case of tales. which I have on the show, and I like to open up.
I'll be your Vanna.
Oh, my Vanna White. Okay, here you go.
Here we go.
This is my Vanna White. Much prettier than Vanna White.
Oh, you're too sweet.
Well, I should be. And in here is this is tells you my name while I'm at the show, because it's Taliesin's Magical Tales, and I pull out the book, which I have actually written in it a bunch of tales, though I don't have all of what I tell you written down. I just have usually the name, maybe a few facts about the story. Sometimes if I have like a really good ending, I will write that down, or a way I want to start, or something I want to remember. So I will write that down. Here's, I don't know if people can see this, blow it up at home. They can see the first page where I have Godfather Death, Jack and the Mermaid. 2 stories, by the way, that were told on my show recently. I've always liked, I just like storytelling and like doing it. You know, entered some contests, did some other things, got hooked up with the, actually I told at Telebration years ago. I'm trying to remember the story I told. I know the story I told. Actually, I also told that for the Halloween one. It was the Traveler's Advisory.
Okay, so first, what's a Telebration? I mean, it kind of...
Telebration, sorry about that. Telebration happens in November. It's usually put on by storytelling groups, and I'm going to probably rejoin one, pandemic, but stopped a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know. This pandemic just created some minor disruptions in, you know, everybody's lives. Yeah.
And when I was with Patchwork Storytelling Guild, so I got to entertain at this this celebration. It was nice. My parents came, but again, it's all kind of just for fun. As I've told everyone about this show, of course, and about yours, and my feeling is that if it takes off, great. That's great. Either way, I'm going to have a good time. Mm-hmm. As for, you know, going back to what you talked about a different thing that you might want to do later in life, I mean, if this was to supersede my other thing, I mean, I'm not going to stop doing my other thing, particularly some clients really couldn't take me stopping. But that would be great, though. I mean, if this became such a big thing that I could, you know, semi-quit my day-night job, that would be good. But
I don't know that you'd ever truly, completely walk away from that.
No, I couldn't. Like I said, there are some clients who I feel committed to, and it is something I've done for a very long time. So, but the storytelling thing, though, it's a little. You know, I have 95 more shows to fill. So
yes, you're gonna have lots of opportunities to see Ian on RVN Television. So, in terms of how did you storytelling in general? How did you figure out that this was a big passion for you?
I think I just started doing it, and I was nervous at first, and particularly once when I moved from here to North Carolina to go to grad school. There was this good storyteller, Dervla. I was a little nervous. She was better than me. She feels I'm much better than her, particularly since I can make up stories on the fly, and she can't. But as it were, I got more and more comfortable the more I did it. And some of my tales are taken from, you know, others, you know, traditional stuff like Godfather Death is an old myth, or possibly a true thing that happened. You never know. Mm-hmm. But the other things, you get inspiration in various stuff. I've always liked alliteration, and my brain, when it gets going and I'm firing on all my cylinders, I can really just zip it out. But I just, I don't know, it's a hard question. I just kind of enjoyed it, and I think the fact that I found out about filk conventions helped. I found out from some old friends who I haven't seen in a long time, but, and then I met other people there, made more friends, went to, you know, I used to have, you remember when I used to have people to my house for
I
that?
do remember we would have bardic circles
Bardic
and
circles.
storytelling circles, and people would sing or read poems or whatever.
Yeah, we had a good time, and Joe had a good time with my spaceship.
Joe is my husband that he's referring to.
Yes, but so I would do those a bunch because I liked performing, but I like creating stuff. This weekend I'm going to work on putting together a CD. I haven't decided what I'm putting on it yet. Well, I know some of the stories I want to put on it, and I think the theme is going to be the light side and the dark side, because it'd be all funny on one part, and then, which is me still thinking about tapes, because you would flip a tape over. Yes, I'm old.
That's all right. I still have a case full of cassette tapes. We might even have some 8-tracks floating around, but definitely...
8-tracks are cool.
Yeah, but
They're
definitely
cool.
some cassette tapes
Oh,
floating
I have a
around.
lot of those. I have a lot of cassette tapes with music and other stuff.
Exactly.
Even myself telling stories on. So I'll probably do funny for part, and then less funny. Maybe some of the Halloween things. But I'll let people know when it's finally done.
Now, one of the things you said is interesting. Another guest, Eric Anzalone, who was here recently, mentioned that when you go into something like this, you do it because of the passion, not because you're looking to get famous, which this is something you're very passionate about doing and really enjoy doing. One question I have, though, is, before I ask my next question, is what is a filk convention? I meant to ask you that last time, and I totally didn't.
A filk is when you basically there aren't too many storytellers at it. There's mostly singers. It's you take a common tune or song and you change it around. Like particularly since this is connected a lot with the sci-fi community, it's taking a lot of songs and making them in more science fiction oriented. And I got connected with that and was just started doing stories. Actually, I have won. They have storytelling contests at them, and I have a rule that I make up the story that when I'm up there. Actually, some people have asked me, "Have you really made that while you were up there?" And I said, "Yes." Now, the only time this interferes is when they want me to have written it down and submit it, which I can't do really. But I've won several storytelling contests. Well, actually, I won several song contests. They're song contests, but they, so I told them if I keep winning, they had to change the title to storytelling contest. But people who sing are welcome, just like I was welcome. But no, it's a lot of fun. This coming up, I'll be at a science fiction convention, PhilCon, where I have an hour concert.
I did not even know that.
Yeah, it's going to be in November.
Oh wow! Totally gotta.
That's 2 plugs they've gotten, so hopefully they'll be okay with me, filming.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be fine. So when we come back, we're going to break for our commercial break. It's
Always
already
gotta
time.
break for
It's
the commercial.
always and it's always.
And
goes
I'm a
so fast.
gabber, so.
Oh, that's okay. That's why you're here. So we're going to break for our commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to hear more from Ian Hanley, his new show, where he'll be appearing, and other fun things that we may actually do together on crossover shows. Welcome back to What the Why with Barbara Ann, and today's guest, storyteller extraordinaire Ian Hanley, who also is a licensed clinical social worker, but totally stepping into a new arena of storytelling. Now, you were just saying before the break that you're going to be at PhilCon, which I believe is
Philadelphia Science Fiction Convention in Cherry Hill in November. On I believe that Friday is the 19th. And that's the night I'm going to be doing probably in the Philk room itself, though possibly elsewhere. I'm going to be doing an hour-long storytelling presentation. My plan for that is to do only stories I created at PhilCon over the years.
Oh, okay. So different ones that you've actually done.
Yeah, ones I've created.
You're going to represent. Okay.
Yeah. If you watch my show, one of the ones I created at PhilCon was the Man Who Waits, about the guy who zombie war stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. fun stuff. But though my joke with my friends is no one but me will know if I created them there.
That's true.
I could tell them anything.
Unless they followed you to all the other previous
Well, there are some
cons.
that would be obvious that I didn't create there because I've told for a long time. Though again, they won't know.
Now, I do want to just mention as a thank you, and I have your permission to do this. Ian's told his stories in a variety of different arenas, and my bestest friend, ride or die in the whole world, one of two, Catherine A. McCullen Jagger, just recently passed away. And I mention that because one of my all-time favorite memories is when you actually officiated the 10th anniversary vow renewal of her and her love of her life, Edward Jagger. So why don't you tell our audience a little bit about why that was such a unique event and a unique storytelling opportunity?
Well, I dressed up as Death. I had this scary mask on. I still actually have the mask. I'll have to bring it in at some point. And I had a little top hat connected with it. And I had this robe, you know, like the gray thing. And I forget, I think I brought a staff of some sort. No, I had a sickle. And I stayed in character pretty much all night. When people would ask, I said, I am Death. And I had the voice and stuff. And of course, I officiated at the wedding. She was dressed as the corpse bride. And he was dressed as Beetlejuice. And it was a really nice time. I think everyone had a great time. Everyone came in costume.
Pretty much, yeah. I was her matron of honor. And,
I think you were a nice, cute vampire.
Vampire, yep.
Yeah.
And everybody came in costume, and that was hard to believe, but that was 12 years ago, like this coming
time.
weekend.
I remember you driving us down in a van that you no longer have.
That's true. But yeah, that became a topic of conversation at her memorial. So I just wanted to kind of honor her, but also point out one of the more unique talents. So, you know, who knows if...
So if you're looking for a person to do a unique wedding, evidently.
Yes.
Actually, not the only time I've officiated.
I
Remember,
know.
I officiated at your tumble teas. And that was an emergency officiation.
That was an emergency officiation. And that one didn't really take, but that's okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm not responsible for whether people stay together. Though, actually, I have a pretty good record because I've officiated at, I think, three weddings, and two of those people are, your friend and her love were together, obviously, and my other friend who I officiated at, they're still together. That's my parents and my godson.
Okay.
So 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
And tumbleweeds.
That's okay. We'll
leave that one alone.
We'll leave that one alone. But back to, so again, if you're looking for someone unique as part of a uniquely themed wedding, and this is a potential option for you, but back to appearing at Comic-Con, telling stories. So explain to your audience how you come up with a story.
Well, there are various things that strike me at times. Sometimes I'll listen to certain music. Sometimes it's also just reading. Like I have, if you look carefully at my set when you're watching my show, you'll see I have a lot of books on stories and tales and stuff. So sometimes it's from reading from them. Like I did a story at the show about a boy who finds a toe in the dirt, and he pulls it up, and then they eat the toe for dinner, which just sounds like a bad idea for so many reasons. I don't even have to list them for us. But I read it, and I was going to do it, but then as I was doing it, when you're in the moment a lot of times, so I did a lot more, and I used my book, like, harum, harum, where is my toe? And I was doing that, and so it just comes like that. Sometimes there's also other inspiration, like I do a story called Jack and the Mermaid, which was, there was a song going on a lot in the SCA back then called Jack and the Mermaid, which I was just like, no, that's not how it is. I'm a Celt, I'm an Irishman. Mermaids are not your friends. They're not cute, they're not cuddly, they don't want to marry you, they want to eat you. or consume you in some way. So I decided I was done with that story, and I came out with my own. And I can do dark and... Actually, I do funny, too. I create funny ones. But I also do dark and dreary really well, to the point where people mostly remember them.
That makes sense, because
it's more powerful.
It evokes such emotion when you do the dark and dreary.
Now, as for funny also, I find things like during 2020, it came out that the Japanese, God bless them, were drilling in the oceanic pole of unaccessibility, real place, for ancient bacteria. And I just went, read the room! Seriously! Also, by the way, that's supposed to be where Cthulhu is living. For those of you who don't know Cthulhu, it's part of the H.P. Lovecraft's mythos. And he's this giant super tentacle being that if he rises, he will destroy the world. And I just did the story from his point of view of, God, people read the room. Isn't it bad enough for you? Listen, I'm just napping down here.
Trying to mind my own business, not destroy the world kind of thing?
Yeah, I got TV. I got shows to watch. It's 2020. I'm not coming up there. What are you people doing? But I just thought it was so, I was just like, really? I remember, I think I texted you. I texted a bunch of people about that, okay, I'm done. Because ancient bacteria, my question was, did they run out of dinosaur DNA? Have we not had enough fun with that yet?
Yeah, really.
But so there's those things, and I take other things, I change them around. Sometimes things just pop in. Some emotional things. There's one or two. Like I told one at PhilCon recently about, or I think it was there, maybe another place, about the death of Joshua, and I won't do that one often.
Sure.
Or at all again. And then, others, I like ancient history, I like all sorts of stuff. There's stuff, I would do things for the theme for, of course, I'm dressed here in garb that I wear at the medieval recreation stuff. So I put things in there, and some also, some songs are made into stories, like Barbara Allen. I like that one. I don't know if you know that song.
No.
Well, I will be telling it. That will be during February, when I tell what I consider happy love stories.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be on the lookout for that one, since we share a name.
That's true. Though you had a better fate. The harp one, I actually have, my friend Dervila, the storyteller I mentioned, did this one with Hammer Dosselmer, but it ended happier, and there were other parts of it, so I just changed it around, and I stole some of her idea, or borrowed, one could say. I'm giving her credit for at least the part of it, and then I made it very much different. And which is the history of storytelling. I mean, you can find stories that started here in this part of the world, let's say in Africa or in the Asia area, or I'm forgetting the name for what Saudi Arabia and all those places are considered, because I know it's a specific area called, but let's say the Middle East, that works, and Sub-Saharan Africa, all of that. And then you can find them in England or in Ireland, but changed, people changed them for their culture. And others I've created because they were just long-running jokes. Like I'm going to be telling a story, I'm going to be recording this Friday stories, some about traveling, because traveling is a theme, of course, for November. And we need to wrap it up, I think. But I am a talker, which brings us why I like storytelling. I've always been very verbal, very verbal person, and I like chatting and just talking with people. And
which makes this the perfect platform for you to take your passion into a little bit outside of the box, outside of your comfort zone, and try something new, and
And I thank you for getting me hooked up with this place.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, you did it yourself. If you haven't seen it, you definitely want to go back and look at episode 10 with Ian. even made up an on-the-spot story with me. And you are seeing a version of his contact information. And he actually can be found by going to the Purpose-Filled website as well. We have a link to email him if you're interested in his therapy practice, but also if you wanted to learn more about his storytelling.
Though phone calls work so much better.
Yes, he definitely, yes, and his phone number is also posted there, as well as you can just rewind this a little bit and see it there. So thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming on the show, and be on the lookout, as I mentioned, for some little crossover opportunities here and there, because
we're going to have some fun.
We're going to have some fun. So I'm one of those, anybody who sings is also welcome to people, so you'll get to see still another side of me.
That's true. We were thinking about coordinating you singing one of my stories.
We were.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing about your new venture and potentially inspiring other guests to participate, step out of their comfort zone, and do new things. As far as our upcoming guests, last week I announced that because we all have such crazy schedules, I'm no longer going to be announcing the next week's guest, only those that I know are confirmed in the weeks ahead. So some of the guests that we have coming up include Judy Ray Alloway, who is the CEO of Women's Biz Co-op and the wearer of many other hats. Bonnie Clayton, owner of The Web Chick, and her tagline is the tech geek with a creative streak. Michelle Beauchamp, CEO of the Champ Group, and she also has a number of hats. There's a lot of common themes with my guests, many, many hats, including Marty Pack, who is the owner of Whale of a Tale Productions and many other activities. And then my first ever guest, easy to find, episode 1, Lisa Hillerin, author and owner of Lisa Hillerin LLC, is going to be coming back to the show to update us on some of her recent transitions, including celebrating her upcoming graduation with her master's degree from Southern New Hampshire University. Please believe me when I say you really don't want to miss what any of our upcoming guests have to say about their journeys. As a reminder, What the Why airs on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. and Mondays at 3:30 p.m. and sometimes same day, but typically within 48 hours. What the Why is also available on demand at RVN Television, as well as available on Roku. And remember, whether you're looking to make changes in your life or your business, in your company, in your career, no matter how big or small, please tune in to What the Why for more inspirational conversations with people like Ian, who decided to step outside their comfort zone, take a risk, work through whatever obstacles or challenges might be standing in their way, and overcome whatever fears they might have to try something new, find their core purpose and their why, and live it.